Speaking of the Bills, Josh Allen did his first weekly hit or second weekly hit with Kyle Brandt in Kyle Brandt's basement, and they got a chance to chit-chat about Josh Allen's penis being grabbed in a football game.
That's right.
You're fiery yourself. At one point during the game, Josh, you're getting up from the pile, and you are pissed, and you get a flag for it.
Peaky Blinders.
What happened?
I mean, I think anybody with two eyes can understand what was going on under that pile. Obviously, I let the emotions get to the best of me, but there are some things that I didn't appreciate down there that was going on, and we'll let everybody make their own judgments for that. I apologize to my team for putting ourselves in a tougher situation, but it is what it is, and we'll move on. I know I'm going to probably get a fine for that, but I hope they kind of look at some other stuff too.
There's a lot of other stuff. The player in question said after the game, quote, "With alpha males, that's how it goes." Do alpha males grab each other's groins on the football field?
Not typically. And that's, it is what it is. He's a competitor, and that's just kind of, he's been known for that, going back to college. So, I should know that and shouldn't let it get the best of me, but sometimes, it just does. Sometimes you see red and things like that happen. But I'm not here to make any claims or throw anybody under the bus. It is what it is. I shouldn't let the emotions get to the best of me.
All right, so he acknowledged that his penis did get grabbed on a football field.
Yeah.
Yep.
He acknowledged that. He told his teammates, hey, very important there. Also, 15-yard penalty is huge. I do apologize for that. How often is that happening, D? But I've been in the bottom of, I think, 2 piles in my career. One against the Cowboys. Returner fumbled it. I was in the area. Pile starts. I'm outside of pile. This is before the pull-off pile rule.
Yeah.
Know that film's on. Have to be in pile.
Jump in.
If I'm not in pile, I'm big ass. End up with my hand on ball. In pile. Find ball, okay? Don't have control of ball. Have hand on ball. Start giving a little. Oh, my God. Somebody started. There was a full. There was a full. And I'm like, whoa, all right. I'm not probably going to get this ball anyway. So I kind of get weaseled out to the end of it. And then another one, I was nowhere near. I couldn't even feel it. But they say in those piles, it gets disgusting and underneath things like that. How true is that? Is that blown out of proportion? And then when you hear things like this, everybody's like, yep, that's what's going on in the pile. That's not happening, right? In every single pile?
From my experience, unspeakable things happen in piles. And rightfully so.
Okay, so this is a normal.
The ball is the program, all right? Now, I don't know that specific situation, but if that ball is loose and it's a scrum, you got to come out of that ball by any means. Now, that's not something I would do, but you get up under a ball with Eric Walden in that ball, like that ball, we getting that ball. So you got to do what you got to do.
Getting that ball.
Outside of that, though, you don't hit the family jewels. You don't hit the nuts. There's one player in my entire football career that intentionally hit me in my nuts, and we still not good to this day. Harry Douglas.
Oh,
wow.
I see Harry every week.
Yeah, he's on TV.
I didn't know this was the case.
So me and Harry, we need to have. Where's my camera? We need to have a conversation. But Harry was the only player that ever did that intentionally.
If you could sack tap him, does that make it even?
What's that?
If you could sack tap him, would it make it even?
What was it?
That's kind of what it was, like a little slick one. So it was like after a play, third down, we got to stop, and then we're going off the field, and he kind of like hit bop.
Back of the hand?
Yeah, so then I'm, obviously I go, but the refs, they catch the second guy more times than not. So
you got penalized?
No, they just kind of broke it up and let it go. Had some judgment call. Good job by the refs.
Hey, Big East refs back in the day were pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
We talked to Darius Butler about this in hour 1, and I assume you were a man, especially because you're from Ohio and you are who you are, with your traits and toxic thoughts at all times. At the bottom of a pile, okay?
I'm never grabbing dongs. I'm never showing things. I'm not doing anything like that.
Okay.
If that's the question. And it didn't a couple times it was awkward and weird. Like, man, I just got to hold on to this. Or like you're there and some weird lineman is like trying to maybe forearm you in the ribs, but no one is plugging butts and pulling dongs in there.
Well, never heard the first
Not that I've been a part of, at least, but everyone does say, a lot of things happen under there.
So that was my question to Darius, actually, because I'd been in 2 piles. One pile, I got my hand to ball. As soon as hand got to ball, though, I started getting
Someone bite you? They bite your tricep?
No, there was like this fucking chop coming at my wrist and at my arm. And it was like, you know that game that people play, like you punch from
Oh, yeah.
5 inches. I'm like, how is whoever the fuck, because who knows who the fuck that was?
Yeah.
How is this person generating enough power in this fucking thing? It feels like he was sawing through my bone. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to get the, I'm like,
You got it.
You can almost like see my shoulder, like just, all right, I'm out of here. The film shows that I dove in instead of getting out. I almost got the ball. I have that story forever. They ultimately end up getting it. Let's get out of here. Then another one, it was like quick. I was on the outside, nothing happened. I talked to Darius. Darius said he and Ewald, who you also know, and we spoke glowingly of Eric Walden.
Head and hands, man. Ewall setting the edge. Bomb. Head and hands. That dude is
Setting the edge. Setting the edge, yeah. Yeah, he's going to do it. He's an incredible teammate. We talked about that. He actually reported that Darius was definitely knocked out and not just had a stinger like Darius was telling everybody at the halftime of the game. Yeah, good friend, too. Like, we talked about how awesome he is. But Darius talked about how he and Ewald say, hey, if we can get the ball at the bottom of this pile, we're going to get it. Is that a common thought everywhere? Because
Yes.
I naturally hear, like, oh, it's going to get nasty under there. I was under there, a guy I felt like was going to break my arm. But the dong grabbing and butthole plugging, you're saying, like, there is rules. There's codes of
There's
conduct.
kind of like code. There is code. Like a lot of athletes do kind of have code. And you're right. Like chopping your arms, doing whatever it takes to get. Don't even think about reaching your hands near this ball if your team has that ball. Then your guys are going to be all over guys like you. But I don't know. Maybe it's a different time. Maybe they're more into that stuff now, and they're finding any orifice they can to try to get them to let go of the ball. But no, at least when I was there, I don't remember it happened a bunch.
There's probably a couple humans through the history that did it, right? And
Yeah,
just
I think it's hilarious. Yeah.
well, like in hockey, there's guys that will cross-check somebody right in the back of the head still. And it's like, hey, this has been out. Like, there's always going to be people that probably take a little bit of something and go beyond it. There's always going to be those types of people. What I think we are realizing here is there is shit in there, but the grabbing of the dicks is not just every human's doing in the bottom of the pile. This is not standard operating procedure like alpha males in the
Stay
bottom of
away
the pile.
from the jewels, man.
Yeah, can't touch dicks, I guess.
And who knows? Maybe, I mean, this could be like a compliment to Josh Allen. Guy's got a massive fucking hog, and that was just the first thing
Thought
he
it was
found.
his
Thought
arm.
it was his arm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thought it was his arm.
It's like, oh, shit. Josh Allen's got a
Where's the ball?
16-inch penis.
Where's the ball? There's his arm.
Yeah.
Found his arm.
Exactly.
Found his arm.
Right.
Hey, maybe
Ball's
he's-
got to be close.
Maybe he's blinded. I
Yeah.
guess.
Can't
He's
see
like,
in the pile.
oh, there's his arm. All right.
Possible.
It's possible.
That information is from Kyle Brandt's basement.